You know, it's everywhere. It's in your pocket, it's on your desk, it's even in your car. It guides your entire day and connects you to the whole world. We're talking about information and communication technology, or, ICT. It's this invisible network that has totally reshaped our lives, usually in ways we don't even stop to think about. So let's pull back the curtain a little and see how this thing actually works.
But first, let's make this personal. I want you to really think about this for a second. Could you, right now, go one single day without any of this tech? It's a tough question, isn't it? Let's find out just how deep this rabbit hole goes.
So to really get a feel for its impact, we're just going to walk through a normal day. From the moment your alarm goes off to whatever you're watching before bed, we're going to see how technology is basically our silent co-pilot.
I mean, think about it. That alarm on your phone that dragged you out of bed this morning? Yep, that's ICT. That quick glance at the weather app to see if you need a jacket? That's ICT. Watching the news on TV while you have your coffee? You guessed it, ICT again. For most of us, it's literally the first thing we interact with every single day. Now, this is something we all just completely take for granted. But your phone is having a constant conversation with satellites way up in space just to create a perfect real-time map of the world that fits in the palm of your hand. It's kind of mind-blowing when you stop and think about it. And this just shows a huge shift away from the physical world. Just a couple of decades ago, if you wanted to read something on the go, you had to carry a physical newspaper or a book. Now, with an e-reader or just your phone, you've got a whole library in your bag. Thousands of books, just ready to go whenever, wherever.
And honestly, the list just goes on and on. Think about all those little things you do. Feeling hungry? Order a pizza online. Got to pay that electric bill? Just a couple of taps in your banking app. Need to book a train ticket for a trip next month? Done. In seconds. From your couch. These aren't just little conveniences anymore. This is just how we live now.
Okay, so that's our personal life. But the impact ICT has had on our professional lives is, well, it's just as massive. It has completely torn up the rulebook on what the office even means.
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old school idea of an office was a physical building you had to drive to every day to work from 9 to 5. But ICT created the virtual office. Now, work isn't so much a place you go, but a thing you do. You can be collaborating with people in totally different cities or even different countries without ever leaving your house. And because of that global reach, you get this wild phenomenon, the 24/7 office. A company can have teams working in different time zones so that the work literally never stops. The workplace becomes truly global.
It's pretty wild to think that back in 1975, the idea of a paperless office was talked about like it was something out of a science fiction movie. The whole concept seemed impossible because, well, hardly anyone had a personal computer. But today, it's not just real, it's basically the norm.
And the benefits are huge. When we switch from paper to pixels, we save trees, which is obviously great for the planet. We also save a ton of money on paper, ink, all that stuff. And since we're not making and shipping all those supplies, it cuts down on pollution. Plus, sending a file takes half a second. It's just way more efficient.
Okay, let's zoom out. We've talked about our day, our work. Now let's look at how ICT has totally changed how we, as a whole society, connect with one another. Just look at how fast everything's sped up. We went from waiting weeks for a letter to instant phone calls. Then email made writing almost instant. But social networks? Whoa, that was the real game changer. All of a sudden, you weren't just talking to one person. You could be talking to thousands or millions all at once, all over the world. And on a day-to-day level, this is how most of us use it, right? We share photos, post little life updates, wish our friends happy birthday. It's how we stay in touch with people who might be far away. It keeps our social circles alive. But, and this is so important, the very same tools we use to share pictures of our lunch can be used to organize massive social and political movements. The power to get information out to a huge number of people instantly is an incredibly powerful tool for getting people to act together. And this isn't just a theory. We saw this happen in a huge way. During the Arab Spring, social media was absolutely critical for organizing protests across several countries. It was the tool they used to spread information and coordinate their efforts on a scale that would have been completely impossible before. So we've seen all the incredible stuff that ICT can do. But none of it happens without the actual physical hardware buzzing away inside our devices. So just for a second, let's peek under the hood. So at the most basic level, we need a way to tell the machine what to do.
And that's an input device. It's basically any piece of hardware that lets you send your instructions into the computer. It's the bridge between what you want to do and what the computer actually does.
And of course, the two most famous input devices are the keyboard and the mouse. Every single time you press a key, every time you click that mouse or move it around, you're sending a very specific command into the computer. You're turning your physical actions into digital instructions.
Okay, so once the computer gets those instructions, it needs a place to think, and that's memory. The easiest way to get your head around the two main types is with this analogy right here. Think of RAM as your desk. It's a temporary workspace that holds all the stuff you're actively working on right now. As soon as you close a program, that stuff gets cleared off the desk. ROM, though, is more like your basic instincts. It holds the permanent, deep-down instructions the computer needs just to turn on. You can't change it, and it's always there.
So, when you put all of these pieces together, our daily routines, the way we work, how we connect with billions of people, and the hardware that makes it all run, you start to realize something really important. ICT isn't just a bunch of cool gadgets.
It has become the basic infrastructure of our society. Seriously, just like roads or the power grid, it's the invisible layer that almost everything else is built on top of. It's basically the nervous system of the 21st century.
Which really just leaves us with one big question to chew on. We've seen it totally transform how we talk to each other, how we work, our entire social lives. So what's next? What part of our world that seems completely normal today is going to be totally unrecognizable tomorrow because of this invisible network?